Hi, I'm Bart Hanson. I'm the owner and lead instructor for CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the instructions in the video description.
Hey there, thanks for taking my call. So this hand's played at 5-5, 10, 20. Effective stack is 4,000. That's me. Villain 2, I might have had him covered by a bit, but he's not the main villain.
Okay, hold on. Why don't you just try to speak into the mic again? What's the size of the game again? I'm sorry?
5-5, 10, 20.
5-5, 10, 20. And where is it played out of?
This is played out of Bay Area.
Oh, okay. So it's like that like button straddle, like big stack, whatever. And how deep are the stacks?
Effective stack is 4,000.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay, so 4,000. Okay.
All right. So villain 1 in this hand, he's a thinking player. He's kind of ABC and value heavy, but definitely a thinking player.
Okay.
Villain 2 is he is definitely a fun player. Doesn't pull to 3-bets very often, and will stack off pretty light.
Okay.
So the way this plays out is preflop. Villain 2 opens to 80 from the hijack.
Villain 2 to 80 from the hijack. Okay.
Yeah, and then the button calls.
Okay.
Small blind folds.
Yep.
And I'm in the big blind. I have ace king off.
Okay.
So I 3-bet to 360.
3-bet to 360. Is this the big stack at Matrix game?
No, this is just the
Bay?
10. This is just the 5-10 at Bay.
Oh, at Bay. Okay. So 3-bet to 360 because there's so many fucking blinds. It's crazy. So 80 call. Now you 3-bet to 360. Okay. Yep. Ace king off.
Is that a reasonable sizing?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. 4x plus. Yeah, I mean, it's a. If you guys are 4K deep, you could probably make it 5x. But yeah, that's fine. Whatever. 360. Okay.
All right. So then I get a cold call out of the straddle.
Straddle calls. Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
And so that's villain 2, I'm sorry, villain 1, and then villain 2 who opened, he also calls.
Small blind folds.
And the button folds.
Button folds. Oh. Button folds. I'm sorry.
So
yeah, got it.
Yeah, villain 1 had opened from the hijack.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna see 360 by 3, right? So what is that? 11,070, right?
Yeah, I had 1165. Yeah. So then the flop comes out ace, or I'm sorry, not ace. 8-4 deuce rainbow.
8-4 deuce rainbow. Oh, I remember this hand. Okay, I remember this hand. So you guys are 4,000 deep, right? 4,000 deep.
Yeah.
Start right. 8-4 deuce rainbow. Okay. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So before I say what I did, what are you gonna probably do here?
Well, I mean, you have such a. I mean, you can start. You could sort of liberally barrel off here, quite a bit.
Okay.
This sort of reminds me of a hand that I played again against Nick from a few months ago, when I had 4-bet ace king and he had 3-bet me with 7-6. You could also check call as well, but I would tend to bet multi-way here, and I just feel like with you blocking aces and kings. What's the deal with the straddle who cold called? He's a recreational player or what?
Yeah, he's a recreational player, but I would qualify him as a thinking player. I mean, he's not in there with 8-9 suited or something like that. He's probably got something.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely start with a bet of 300 or 400 and then just sort of liberally kind of barrel off or see, or you could check too. Again, multi-way, it's tough to kind of plug this in because people are playing definitely far from suboptimal ranges, so you kind of have to figure it out on your own. Do you think that going bet's going to get a guy off of a pair here in this configuration? Do you think it's better to check?
Depends who it is.
If you were to check,
if he's got a top pair plus, he's going to probably take it to the fill.
What, the straddle?
No, not the straddle. The player who opened. He's the fun player.
The player who opens the fun player, top pair, an 8, he's going to take to the felt? 7-8?
If it's an ace-8, entirely possible.
But of course the board's going to change though, right? Hopefully by the river. You could go bet. You could bet on 3 turn, right? And then if the river pairs the deuce, like maybe you just shut it down if you think he's going to fold, right? But again, like I said, it's hard to say. Like it depends on what you want to do in this particular spot. I could see betting, I could see checking. What did you do?
So I checked. Basically, I think if I get called here, I'm definitely behind, or I'm definitely behind if I get called. And if I get 2 folds, I'm definitely ahead anyways.
Yeah.
And it's only good for like setting up like maybe a turn over bet shove or something if I break off.
So you check.
So I check. Villain 1 very quickly bets out 500.
The straddle, right?
Yeah, the straddle that had cold called.
Yep.
Villain 2 just folds, so it's back to me now.
Okay.
So basically, I'm putting him on 9 through queens. I'm kind of using like just kind of from a live tell that he bet so quickly that if he's either flopped a set of 8s or was doing some crazy trap pre-flop.
Yeah.
I think he's going to put a little bit more thought into it than like 3 seconds.
Right.
So I put him on 9 through queens, and then I kind of just get completely out of line, and I think I can put a lot of pressure on him if I check raise, because this is definitely a board I'm looking to check raise aces.
Are you looking to check raise aces, and does he know that? Listen, I don't mind the thought because, like I said, this reminds me a lot of that hand I played against Nick, but we weren't as deep with the stack to pot ratio because, I mean, you've got 3,700, so you've got 3 full pot size bets left. If you make this call, the pot will be 21, and if you were to say, like, check raise all in at this point, it would be about 1.5x. I don't mind the play. If you were to check raise all in, I don't mind the play. I just wonder if it looks kind of full of shit, and I wonder if I would just take my equity here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could call, it's 500 for 1,600, right? You've got backdoor straight draws, and you've got 2 overs. And that's what I did against Nick. I check called a board like this. I think the board came out 7. What the fuck was the board? It was like he had 7-6 suited, so it came out like deuce 4-5 or deuce 3-5. I think it was deuce 3-5, right? So my spot was actually a little bit better on deuce 3-5 because what I probably could have done, and if you guys are in these multi-bet spots with ace-king with short stack to pot ratios and you see sort of a wheeling board, so your board's not totally wheeling on 8-4 deuce. Mine was deuce 3-5, right? He bet. I checked to him, he bet. Even if he has queens there, I have 2 overs and a gutter on deuce 3-5, right? Like I've got almost 40% equity, 35 to 40% equity, right? Here, if you're called, you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like you have like 25% equity. I don't mind the play. I just wonder if you do this with aces, and then what would your sizing be with aces? Would you really check jam? So if you're thinking about check raising, maybe it should be to like 1,200, 12 to 1,500 or something like that. You know what I mean? You hope to get an immediate fold, and then you figure out whether or not you want to continue on turn. I don't know if I'm not saying that you're thinking about check jamming, but that line might have more credence if we're thinking about check raising here.
Okay, so a smaller check raise might, because I check raised to 2,000, which is maybe something I would do with aces.
Well, the thing with check raising the 2,000 is you're never folding, right? I mean, you put in. I mean, you only have 1,700 left. So, hey, I mean, if you think that that's stronger, so there's 2 ways to go with this, right? You check jam all in where you're not folding, or you exploitably check raise to a sizing that's not really a theoretical sizing because you're never folding. So why make it that sizing? But sometimes it gets the job done in live poker. I mean, I had that hand with the bottom 2, the 7-4 that I put up on social media a couple days ago where I was like, oh, I should have check raised smaller even though I'm never folding. So you've got the all in, you've got the smaller check raise that commits, or you have like the 12 to 1,300 check raise that might even look scarier.
Stronger, yeah.
And then followed up by some sort of bet on a lot of turns, maybe wheel turns, maybe any paint turns, things like that. So,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So basically, I like that line. In case you're wondering, basically got the worst possible result. He just jams. He has pocket jacks.
So you make it 2,000 and he jams, basically?
Yeah.
Jams, and the guy has jacks. Wow, that's incredible. Well, I guess, the funny thing is that if he's going to go with it, he's going to go with it. So it's almost like he's calling off with jacks, right?
Yeah.
At least he recognized the...
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and with jacks, it's almost better for him because then I polarize myself. I have either aces or like ace king, and if I go bet, like I could have queens through aces.
And again, this is, and some people in the chat are saying this is another reason why sometimes like just developing a kind of a small bet on the flop, just followed up by barrels, is better
Hmm.
than now you're putting your opponent to a multi-street decision through kind of small bet sizing, leading to leveraging of stack when the board gets more and more dynamic, when things are going to change. Whereas now you've just put him at one decision, right? He's got Jack
Yeah,
Jack. Now he's going to call off on an 8 high board or not, versus you betting and him calling, and now the turn's a queen. Is he going to call now? Do you see what I'm saying? As
yeah,
the
yeah, makes
board
sense.
can become scarier and scarier. So, but I like that hand. I like the idea. I think you're too deep, probably. I tend to like the leverage play of going
Hmm.
bet. But if you
Hmm.
do have an SPR of 1 or a
Hmm.
shallow spot, I think you can make a play as a check jam because you would, with credence, do that with overpairs. I'm not exactly sure if you would do this necessarily with aces. So I like the thought. I think you're just a little bit deep. But thanks for the call. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA200. Click on the link right there.